What's up, you guys? We're creating with Ebby. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a starting loop. You're going to make a chain and also how to do the basic single crochet and things that you can make with this stitch. So here's me grabbing my yarn. I have like a bag of like ton of yarn. Yeah, the yarn gets frisky, so I get frisky back. These are the needles that I would primarily use with this size yarn, and you can see it'll tell you what size needle to use. Now it said and that's a 5.5, and I didn't have a 5.5. I had a 5 and a 5.25, but my 5.25 is an I, so I was able to use that and I would still get the same results. So now we're just going through the yarn, and yes, I got pets. This motherfucker. Okay. I am constantly pulling hair off of my things. Don't worry. No animals were harmed in the making of this. It just pisses me off. Okay, so first you're going to start by wrapping the thread around 2 fingers. That's what I like to do. I just wrap it around 2 fingers, and then I'll tuck it through the back, and I'll create a loop through the back when I pull it through and then pull. This isn't like SpongeBob. This isn't a loop-de-loop and pull. You actually got to think about this shit, okay? So I'm going to show you one more again. All right, one more again. So one more time, I'm going to wrap it around my first 2 fingers. I'm going to create a loop through the back and pull. Now, if you didn't get that, you're going to have to rewind it back because I'm not doing it again. All right, homie? All right, cool, great, love that, great talk. So now we're going to go ahead and start on our chain. You're going to notice that I keep moving the camera back and forth. Look, this is my first video. Save it for your mammy. Okay, I really don't care. This is like my first audio over. So I'm going to be zooming in and out. Now watch this. I wrap the thread around the needle. Okay. And then I tilt the needle downwards. Oopsies. I tilt the needle downwards and pull it through the loop. And that's how you're going to create your chain. Now, this is the foundation for anything that you would make ever when it comes to crocheting. You wrap it around and then you tilt the needle through and you create your chain. What I really like to do is keep my needle pointed upwards so that when I do go to pull it through the hole, I can tilt it down and it catches the thread as it pulls through the hole. So you're going to see me make a full chain because I did not skimp on this. I really feel like everybody should learn how to crochet because you never know. We can have an apocalypse and you might need to make some, I don't know, pants. I don't know. But you can make pants. I've made pants before. I made shorts. I made tops. You'll see a lot of stuff that I made at the end. But, you know, see, you can move faster. You could stay slow. But you're going to be wrapping the thread around the needle and pulling it through the hole and creating a chain effect. And now this is, like I said, the foundation for anything you would ever create when it comes to crocheting. Okay? Now, certain patterns do require you to have a certain amount of chains depending on if you're doing like a measured item. Like, say we are making shorts. You would have to know how many chains you made. Okay, so now we're going to start with a single crochet. Now, if you could look where my finger's pointing, I didn't use the last chain I did. I went to the second to last chain because it would be too close. It would make it too tight, and then it wouldn't make that first single crochet. So you always go back a chain. Okay, so as you can see, my finger on the right hand side is touching the chain, and then I'm showing you that I went to the second to last chain when making it. This is my preference. When you're doing double crochet, a lot of people go back 3. I like to go back 1, whether it's single or double, because it just makes it even for me. So now what you're going to do is go into the chain, pull a thread through, wrap it again, and pull it through 2. Ooh, that's a rhyme. I'm about to be busting rhymes in this bitch. But let me show you one more time. You put the needle through the hole first, okay, the chain, and then you pull the thread back through. Now you have 2 loops, okay. Now you're going to wrap it around one more time. You got 3 loops, and you pull that last one through those 2, and that creates a single crochet. Now I'm going to be showing you how I do this throughout the whole chain. Yes, this is a long video. Yes, you chose to watch it. See it through, my boy, okay? Remember, you're going to stick it through the chain itself, pull the thread back through, wrap it again, and pull it through too. Okay, it's really easy. I've been doing this since I was like, what, 7 or 8? I know it was before I moved from New York. And now I'm 26. So I've created just about everything I can imagine. I've made stuffed animals, I've made clothes, I've made a lot of bags, blankets, scarves, hats, gloves. It's really awesome to do. This would be like the foundation of, maybe making a bag, possibly making like a scarf. But like I said, this is just the basics of how you're going to start a single crochet. And I'm going to also show you how I would implement single crochet in the other projects that I've created. Because you'll be able to see it's not like just black and white, You can literally make anything crocheting, and that's why it's always been a passion of mine. Crocheting has always been the love of my life, and it's something I have always been able to fall back on if I ever need something, or if my family needs something, or friends just say, hey, I need a blanket, or I need some socks, or I need a bag. I'm like, I got you, what color? So I mean, it's really cool, and it's also a really fun hobby. I try to teach my nieces, but they have the attention span of a flea. So that's not, we'll try again when they're older. It's a 6 and a 5-year-old. The 5-year-old is just pulling yarn, and then the 6-year-old is getting mad when she's not doing it correctly. So I'm like, settle down. But yeah. So as you can see, as I move further through the chain, this is just the foundation. This is what you would make on top of the chain. The chain is your foundation, and then this is your first row. And I'm also going to show you how I turn. Later on, I'm going to show you how I change colors, turn, implement double and single crochet, stuff like that. Now, at the end of each row, I always do a chain. So you'll see I'm going to make a chain. And that's how I get my rows to be even after every single row. Even when I'm double crocheting, single crocheting, treble, making a post stitch, whatever. Any stitch that I'm using, I always do a chain at the end of the row. So I made my row and I turned my work. You're always going to turn it because you're not extending it. You're working your way up, not left and right. Okay? So now, when you're making your first stitch, you are not making your first stitch in that chain you just made. Okay? Like I said, you are not making your first stitch in that chain you just made. You're going to make your first stitch in the last single crochet that you did. And I'm also going to show you what the holes look like so that you'll see what I'm talking about. Because you could see that the chain isn't the last stitch. So there's my first single crochet. And now look at the holes next to it. So it's a lot easier than when you're starting on the first row, you're working with the chain. But on the second row, you're actually working with stitches. And so they're going to be double loops, unlike the chain, which is just one loop when you're doing your single crochet. So you can see, I zoomed in a little bit for you. I'm a little blind, so I assume there's other people blind in this world. But you see how it's double yarned instead of like when we were doing the chain, it was single. So you're going to put the needle through. Same thing, you're putting the needle through the hole, wrapping it, pull it through 2. Okay, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2. Okay, put it through, wrap it, pull it through 2. And, that's like literally the gist of it, working row by row. I move pretty fast. I would say single crochet is definitely the slowest stitch. No matter how fast you work, or no matter how fast of a crocheter you are, single crochet definitely takes the longest because it takes up less space. Double crochet is literally 2 rows of single crochet. So when I get to the video, which will be in my next video, because I know you guys are gonna love this and y'all are gonna want to check out my other videos. Once you see it, because you see how tiny this is, it's like 1 centimeter is the size of one single crochet row. But a double crochet row is about, I would say it could be between 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch, but it doubles it. You know, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at comparing centimeters and inches. Leave me alone. I didn't go to school for math. Okay, but yes, essentially a double crochet is double the size of a single crochet. So you could work so much faster and get things done faster with double crochet. But I love the way that single crochet looks. It's a lot tighter. It's harder to see through. You know, if you're making like a top or bottoms, you don't want people to see your ass or you don't want them to see your tatas. Yeah, this is the stitch to use because it's a lot closer, you know, and like the thicker the yarn, the more tighter it is, and I absolutely love that. Okay. Oh my gosh, we've gotten so far. I feel like I know you already. But okay, so as we come to the end, you're going to see how that chain makes a difference. Okay? Now, remember when I said when we first started this single crochet, we're not going to use the last chain that we made. Go to the second to last chain we made, and then we make the single crochet in the first that second chain. Okay, so we just made our single crochet in the first single crochet and not the chain, because the chain reflects as like kind of like the starting part of it, but it doesn't necessarily reflect that. Now these are things that I've made with the single crochet stitch: scarf, bags, a beanie. I made this little unicorn. I didn't add eyes to it, and I made a stocking. Love you guys. If you want to see more of my work, follow me, tx.ec3. Have a great day.